Hi there, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be taking through the second update of the backyard greenhouse construction. As we recall, in the previous video, or the first update, we installed the poles, we set up the poles, and we put concrete onto our poles to strengthen our structure. So today we're going to go through the second part of the update, which is installing the greenhouse plastic. So as you can see, we started by measuring the greenhouse plastic to match the dimensions of our greenhouse structure. We said our greenhouse structure is 208 square meters, 16 meters length, 13 meters width. And of course, when measuring for the plastic, we put an overlap on both ends, an overlap of 30 centimeters on both ends, so that when we start installing it using nails, there is room for any tear. If any tear happens, we can still be able to install it properly. This plastic happens to be 200 microns in thickness. This is a greenhouse, so we just don't install any plastic. We install a much thicker plastic which will be able to sustain wind, heat, or even coldness that the greenhouse may face throughout the years. The plastic may last a much longer time, but the minimum time it will last is 2 years. So it will need to be rechecked that after 2 years. If it's still performing, I would say, its duties, then if it's not, we have to reinstall another plastic after those 2 years. As soon as we were done cutting up the plastic to the full dimensions we needed, we went on to the structure to make sure that it was quite strong. We used a tying wire and the U-nails so that there is no movement between the slanting pole and that vertical pole when we are installing the plastic. We started installing the plastic on the left side, then we went on to the right, back, the front, and lastly the roof. So to install the plastic, we had two guys, and one had to climb on top right there to hold up the plastic, whilst the second guy is going to be installing the plastic on the side, attaching to the pole using the greenhouse buttons. Those are called greenhouse buttons, those planks in which we nailed them to the pole with the plastic wrapped around them to ensure that the paper is tight. So from the first update, if you remember, we dragged trenches around the greenhouse. So that's where the plastic is started stored from the bottom up to the top, and when it is in the trench, we tighten it up at the top, like that horizontal line. That what that guy is doing there, he is tightening the plastic at the top, leaving space for the bottom. That's where he starts nailing the nails, and at the bottom the plastic is there, and the guy at the bottom, so it starts tightening. As you can see, he is tightening the plastic with his legs, the guy nailing, putting the nails on the top. When we had made sure that it was tight from top to bottom, we started putting back the mud into the trench we dug that first part in that first update, so that the plastic will be completely strong and tight on the side of the greenhouse. We went through the same process when installing in the front and the back, but as you can see, in the front we installed that small part which is at the bottom, because the front is the front elevation is, like, I would say, 4 sections. The first one, which is at the bottom, the second one, the third one, and then the part of the roof, which is the fourth one. So in that second one, I would say that middle part, we will install the net. That net will be the one which you use for ventilation purposes, so stay tuned. We'll show you when we get to the part of the net. Just a few points to note: when you are installing your greenhouse, you need a couple of precautionary measures to protect your greenhouse, or I would say to protect your investment. you need a fire guard around the greenhouse for if when there is fire around that area, or also you have fire extinguishers near the greenhouse. If a greenhouse is in open space, like an open field, quite open, there is need for a windbreak so that the greenhouse won't be destroyed by wind if there are heavy winds. Also, the engineers will need to set up the greenhouse in a way that it will avoid the direction of the wind. Because I'm sure some of you have been traveling around and you see that a greenhouse has just been built recently, but it has been destroyed by wind. The plastic is all over, the poles have moved. So, if you are to put your own greenhouse in an open field or open space, please kindly ask for guidance from those or the engineers, the experts who are building if there is need for a windbreak. That is the finished structure of the greenhouse construction. So the roof has been, plastic has been installed on the roof, the left, the side, the front, and leaving those gaps which I talked about before, just before when I said for the net. Please stay tuned as we now wait and head on to land preparation process, because there are so many weeds and there's which need to be removed, and just preparing the land for the crops that we want to plant in the greenhouse. So thank you for joining us in this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.